Hello, how are you? I do hope everybody is doing okay over there. Today, I am going to actually talk about something that I know most of you have grown up with, and most of you know, and most of you can actually take a look back and realize. I'm going to talk about belief. I'm going to talk about what is our beliefs. And have you ever questioned those beliefs? Or do we just grow into them and then before we know it, it becomes our way of life? And before we know it, then we can't leave them. I'm going to talk about beliefs in a way that is going to blow up your mind. I want you to just open your mind today and ask yourself, have you ever sat down and ask yourself questions about those beliefs that you have? Have you ever questioned your beliefs? I have. And that's why I'm going to talk about questioning your beliefs today. A while ago, about 10 years ago, I decided asking myself about everything that I ever believed in. And that brought about really sinking into the truth of really taking one thing at a time of what I believed in. And one of the things that I started believing in and started questioning, one thing that I had believed in and started questioning was about existence, life. How is it that things are the way they are? And how is it that I feel comfortable where I am? I am not comfortable financially. I'm not comfortable with my education. I'm not comfortable with my looks. I'm not comfortable with everything else. So what were the beliefs that I was carrying with me about everything I knew? Number one, I believed because I grew up in a little village in Kenya. I'm black. The education I had couldn't take me anywhere. So I believed that that's what actually spoke about myself. Then, after careful study about that and looking into the surrounding of everybody that was surrounding me and the people that I was associating myself with, I started learning that no, you are the only one who can say who you are. You're the only one who can make those beliefs for yourself. You're the only one who has that control about what you believe. So I started denying, number one, about the kind of life that I was living then. I started saying, no, I cannot let this life control who I am. And I cannot let this, that then I thought was not so up to it. I wasn't beautiful enough. I wasn't this enough. I started letting that not control the person that I was. So I started something new. I started unlearning the things that I had learned about myself. And this is something I'm going to challenge you to start. Start unlearning everything that you've ever learned. Unlearn it. Close that box and come out a new person. Come out a new person in this way. Come out a new person because we can't change who we are, but we can change what we think. We can change the beliefs we have, and then we can be new people. Start changing your thinking, because that's what I did. I started changing my thinking about what I was and who I was and how I wanted to live and who I wanted to associate myself with. And boom, things happened. When I got back into the Word of God, and I remembered the Bible saying, behold, I was created beautiful, because God looked at his work and behold, it was very beautiful. And so I started looking at myself in the mirror, and I would tell myself over and over again until I burst in laughter that, oh yes, I am the only original copy that God made. And it couldn't have been any otherwise. It was beautiful. And when that beauty felt and settled in my heart, I know you can attest that I am beautiful, because I am. And if you don't tell me, I know it. So that became part of me. I knew I was beautiful and nobody was going to tell me any otherwise. Number 2, I started believing in the things I said. I started really being very conscious of any time that I said a negative thing or any time that a negative thought would come to me. So I would shut that door and I would actually change it. When somebody said something that I did not really think was what I wanted, I would change it. And after some time, I began to think positively. Everything that came out of my mouth was positive. Everything I said to everybody was positive. And mark you, everything I did also had to be positive. So I learned another thing in my life, that I can only align myself with positivity. And when I did, boom, the friends that I needed came my way. Positive friends, of course, because everybody would see this beauty. Everybody would would kind of just, it's like a magnet. No one can miss it. It's right there. So from that time on, I made a pact with myself that, oh my goodness, every time I wake up, even though my body would tell me otherwise, even though my soul-loved friend would tell me otherwise, I would know in my heart of hearts that, oh no, this is doable. I can do it. I am who I am. I'm the only copy in the world. And yes, it is doable. So I changed everything I believed in. And to this moment that I'm talking to you guys, I have changed everything that I believed in. I've changed the way I look. I've changed the way I speak. I've changed the way I think. I've changed the way I live. And goodness, isn't that so relieving? I started living a life that I only believed in myself. I only believed I can do it better. If you said any otherwise, that's your own opinion. And this comes along every day. We find these struggles every day because I can say one thing to 5 people, and everybody will perceive it their own way. And whoever perceives it their own way will make a belief of what they want. So you see, guys, life is an open book. Life is beautiful. And life is worth living. Why are we putting ourselves in these boxes? Start writing a new chapter of your life and start believing in who you are. And start believing good things about you. And good things will come your way. I love to know that, I can change that wrong thought to a right thought. When someone tells me something that's negative, right then and then, while they're still talking about it, I'm changing it in my thought. Because I have aligned my thinking, my life, everything about me beautifully, very beautifully, that I don't want anything negative. I don't want anything, call it. I don't want anything that's negative. I only want everything that's positive. So, start by today changing your beliefs. When people talk about you, about negative things, change those negative things and let them be positive. When people tell you, this is the only way you are supposed to be living, tell them, no. That is not what I know about. That is what you know about me, but that's not what I know about myself. Because if I believed about what people told me about myself, I think I would still be in that village in Kenya. But I told myself, no, you are one of the best creatures God ever made. And you can do everything that you put your mind into doing. And you can believe only what you allow yourself to believe. So, friends, what are you allowing in your thinking today? What are you allowing other people to think about you? And what are you allowing people to tell you, and then you make it your own? You are the only one who has that pen to write about your story, because you are the original author of your book. If you invite somebody to come and write a bad chapter, you have invited them. If you decide to take your pen and only jot down what you truly believe about yourself, that's exactly what they're going to read. So, I'm just loving it right now. I'm loving what I'm saying because it just makes me feel good. So, if someone ever tells you how unvaluable you were, right then and there, choose in your head, in your mind, just delete button. And right there before they go, tell yourself, you don't have to tell them. No, you do not. You just tell you. And whatever they said, that is their copy of their own information. And I'm going to write my own information right now and say something to yourself that you believe that will make you happy. So, another thing, at work, anything, whatever you are doing, if you're working at home, you're working in offices, whatever you're doing, just know that you can believe in whatever you want and make that work a joy. If you ask me, every day I wake out of my house and I get out of that door, I'm like, this is the best day ever. There've never been any day like this. And I believe that. Because that is how I have channeled my thinking. And so when I'm living that day, I'm living that day in total peace. I go out there and I act like, you know, when you're new to something, that is how I take my everyday. It is the new thing. It's the only day I've ever seen. And this is the only work I've ever been to. And you know, everybody who I come across asks me where I get this joy. They ask me how I am able to do what I do. And I tell them, because every day is a blessing to me. I don't know about yesterday because that's history. And I don't know about tomorrow because tomorrow is not given. But I know about today, so I want to make the best out of it. Oh my goodness. You see, you can make it whatever you want. And when you go to that job, remember the first time you stepped into your job, how you felt. Ladies and gentlemen, I feel that every day. Because I know that's what I believe. It's the only time I've been in that job. Because yesterday is history. How can I say I've been in that job 15 years while I can't really live there? I'm living now. So yes, now counts for me. Okay? And I've made my head believe it. Because I want every day in my life to be a joy. And I can only make it by now. If yesterday wasn't good, I don't want to bring that over today. Because I don't want to make that my belief. I want this day to be as beautiful as it is. Okay? I am from work. I come home. I'll love it home. When I go to work, I'll love it at work. Okay? Either way. And do you know what I feel? I feel like I never work. Because everything is just normal. Everything is just new. Everything is just fresh. Everything is just wonderful. And I am so grateful about everything. I meet you at work. I meet you in my house. Wherever I meet you, you're the best thing I've ever seen. So, get out of that box and start unlearning the things you've learned. Start putting into the box that you want to be in the only things that you want to believe. And your world is going to surprise you. And the people around you, oh, they're going to love it. They'll be seeing you and thinking you're crazy. But at the end of it, they want to be like you. Because there is no any time that they will rob that joy out of you. Because you have dedicated yourself and you have believed in yourself, and that is power enough. So, I love you guys so much, and I do hope that we can come back to this topic and broaden it up a little bit, because there is so much to say about it. That's all for now. Love you all. and open a new book for yourself and only write what you want to read. Amen. Bye-bye.